What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Kirby's Barbecue YouTube channel. A little bit of a different setting today. We're not at the restaurant. We are running the dog, running Ollie out here. Hopefully you guys don't mind the change of scenery, but look at this dog, man. He just takes off. He's an athlete, that's for sure. But today what I wanted to talk to you guys about is, do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to run a barbecue restaurant, pop-up food truck? Because I was thinking about this topic this past weekend. We absolutely crushed our sales numbers from the past couple weeks this past weekend. In fact, we almost doubled what we've been doing sales-wise this past weekend. And at first, I thought it was because of the Super Bowl, but that's not the case. And the reason that's not the case is because Sunday was actually our slowest day. Friday and Saturday were much busier than Sunday, although we did a good day on Sunday. But Friday and Saturday were extremely busy. Overall, the whole weekend, we pretty much doubled what we had done the previous weekend and weekends prior. And I chalked that up to consistency, repeat customers, and visibility. Over the last couple of weeks, we've improved in all three of those things. Consistency in our food product, consistency in being there at the right times, consistency in our visibility. We've increased our signage, we've increased our sign waving, we've increased our visibility, and people drive by and they see us there, and they may not make it this weekend, but they always come and they say, hey, we saw you guys last weekend, or we saw you guys yesterday and we decided to stop by today. And so between consistency, visibility, and everything like that, we saw a double in our sales, which is insane. But it got me to thinking, do you have what it takes to do this barbecue business? Friday was a pretty easy day for me, getting up and getting to the restaurant, getting ready, prepping, throwing the ribs on early in the morning, sausages, so on and so forth. But I got to tell you guys, Saturday morning was rough. I did not want to get up Saturday morning. It was dark, gloomy. I was just exhausted, and it got me to thinking, do you have what it takes? Are you willing to get up early in the dark when it's raining, snowing, muddy, cold? Are you willing to shovel coals? Are you willing to lift logs? Are you willing to stand by the fires? Are you willing to be awake before everyone else? And are you willing to work 14, 16-hour days? Guys, my days on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, are 14 to 16-hour days. Are you willing to do that? I don't know. You got to ask yourself, are you willing to do that, not knowing if you're going to even sell out, if you're even going to make a profit, if you are even going to be able to sustain your expenses? Or are you going to work 14 hours a day for 3 days for the weekend, and at the end of the weekend you find out you lost money? Are you willing to do that? It takes time to build a customer base. It takes time for people to know that you're going to be there when you say you're going to be there, and you're going to have the food that you say you're going to have. And you got to figure out, are you willing to do that? Some people don't need to be selling barbecue. Some people, if they're passionate about it, just need to be doing competitions. Every once in a blue moon, you go out and you do a competition on a Saturday morning, right? But I want you guys to know, I love what I do. I've been in the restaurant business, putting in these long days for a long time, and I'm used to it. But like I said, Saturday, I did not want to get up, but I'm glad I did, because we absolutely crushed it. And I would never tell my customers I'm going to do something and then not do it. So you got to figure out, are you willing to take criticism and feedback from friends, family, customers, right? Are you willing to take feedback? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to do things a little bit differently? Are you willing to spend money on food, not knowing if you're going to sell it? Guys, I'll tell you, we were doing about 5 briskets a weekend up until this past weekend. And I knew we were going to take a big jump. I could just feel the momentum. We had lots of people calling in, lots of people driving by, lots of people stopping, lots of people asking questions. And I had a feeling we were going to be a lot busier for Super Bowl weekend. And so instead of doing 5 briskets for the weekend, I did 10 briskets for the weekend. And I'm happy to say that we sold 9 of those 10 briskets. We sold 9 of those 10 briskets. Actually, I would say about 9.5 of those 10 briskets. We crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. And I just want you guys to take a real account of yourselves, what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do, how much money are you willing to lose? Because once you cook the food, you either sell it, eat it, give it away, or it goes to the trash, and you've eaten that cost. So between the food cost, between your permits, between all the equipment you're buying, between your lease if you got a restaurant, between the early mornings, the hard labor work, not to mention the prep that goes into it days before. You know, this thing is, if you're doing it right, if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, you're working 60, 70 hours a week. Just think about it. If you're doing 14 hours a day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if you're selling Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're looking at 42 hours in those 3 days, plus probably 8 hours on Thursday. That's 50, plus probably 8 hours on Wednesday. Plus, you know, if you're doing YouTube too, like I'm doing, that's a couple hours. So you're getting up there in the 60 to 70 hour range once you add all that up. And you got to figure out, hey, am I willing to do that? So I know this was kind of a quick, short video, but I just wanted to give you kind of the real on this. Now, is it worth it? Absolutely. To me, it's worth it. When people try my barbecue and they love it and they say, man, we've been waiting for a good barbecue place around here. We've been waiting for somebody to come in here and do this. It's worth it to me. That makes it worth it to me. And when you take a risk and it pays off like we did this weekend, ordering a bunch of food and then being able to sell it, there's no better feeling in the world, guys. There's no better feeling in the world. So this video was not to discourage you, but to wake you up a little bit and encourage you and say, hey, look, yes, it's hard work. Yes, it seems like at times, especially at the beginning, that you're not making a real profit because you got to build it. We went from having 6 customers in a day to having 20 customers in a day within just a month. Within just a month. Just imagine what it's going to be next month and the following month. And by the time we get to summer, we're going to be serving 100 customers a day. And we'll really get this thing rolling. So, guys, leave it down below in the comment section. Let me know. Are you willing to put the work in? I know this is a young man's game, but I got a lot of people of all different ages on this channel. Are you willing to put the work in? Let me know down below in the comment section. And I also want to know what topics you guys would think would be interesting for me to make videos on next. With that being said, thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like and a comment. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.